How can I impugn somebody's signature if there's no record provided in the process for which I can rely on to say, well, maybe this person is eligible or not. I can, you know, if I want to find out if they're registered to vote, I can go down to the state and I can look it up. If I want to find out where they live, I have recourse. If I want to find out if they obeyed the campaign finance and reporting laws, I have recourse. There's no recourse for finding out if somebody is constitutionally eligible to be on the ballot. And it's kind of interesting because the Constitution requires this in terms of must and shall. It doesn't say, well, you know, you probably should be. And what we have as a process here is a system that puts it to the luck of the draw. And hearing officers and everybody involved takes the oath to follow the Constitution. The Constitution requires must and shall be a U.S. citizen. And when you go to do your job, if you are verifying ballots that you know are not constitutionally verified, then you haven't really taken care of that process. And I think that the issue that I have stated in here, that for whatever reason, we don't know, nobody in this room here can verify that a single candidate running in Illinois is constitutionally eligible except the 4 that gave me birth certificates. But the fact is that they're arguing against themselves because Mr. Patterson didn't sign the statement of candidacy. So he is not legally qualified. But because you guys don't enforce any apparent conformity standards, he could still get on the ballot, very much like Alan Keyes got on the ballot in the last election. I am furious with Mr. Menzel for making racial overtones in my answer here, and I wish to take profound and deep exception to that. I am saying that my civil rights are violated, and Mr. Menzel somehow puts this story in and claims that it's frivolous without a single statement of what was frivolous about my, as a citizen, taking my personal time and life to investigate 32 candidates, to find out if they're eligible to be on my ballot, to find out I can't get one bit of information. And how is that frivolous? Oh my gosh, in my whole life I get 5 days to take a look at the candidate slate and find out if I should object. And you want me to have grounds to object. But if there's no evidence to present it in the public records, you're asking me to do something that's a due process issue. The fact there is a lack of processes is a due process issue against me. It's not an issue related to whether or not just the candidates have rights. I have rights here too. And my right is to have an objection period. And that objection period has been truncated because there is no evidence available, and it's virtually impossible. Now, what happens when you try to go backwards and confirm that a candidate is eligible? You can't. Why? Because I lack standing. I took all of you to court, you know. I took you to court in March, and I asked for a TRO against the certification of the election results. And at that hearing, your representative said I had to go through your processes. So here I go, I get up, I do all the hard work that it takes to go through your processes, and then I'm told that there is no process within your process to verify whether or not my ballot is constitutionally eligible. That's a big issue. I would like you to set aside and deny the recommendation of the hearing officer. I would like to have hearings conducted and or a reach out to the candidates because I really am not litigious. I don't want to go to court. I will, I promise you, no matter what it takes. Someone died for me today. And someone died for you and you and you. And when they died, they gave their life for our Constitution. And every day when I want to quit, I wake up in the morning and I realize that not one person today, but several died for us. And we have a constitutional crisis in this state, and it's going to come back.